Hi, Rebecca Weaver for HR Uprise here, and today we are talking about providing performance feedback. So last week we talked about what you need to do, what's the first step to do when someone's not meeting performance, and that is a lot about looking inward. What is our role as leaders in really helping our employees to perform better? So this week, based on a lot of questions I got afterwards, all right, I've done the navel gazing. Now what do I do? Let's talk about next steps. So after you've done the introspection to see where you as a leader might have fallen short, here's what you do next. First, open the dialogue. I want you to check in with the employee. This isn't just about pointing out their underperformance, but it's about understanding their perspective. How do they see themselves performing? Do they understand that there's an issue? Or do they think that everything's great? This is important information for you as you craft your conversations with them. Next, I want you to set clear expectations. Clearly articulate what you expect in terms of performance. This might be in the form of specific goals or metrics that they need to meet. And it's important to be as specific and precise as possible. Add timelines. I tend to use 30 days as a minimum so that there's enough time for the person to actually make a concerted effort to improve if that's what they choose to do. Consider creating a performance improvement plan, or sometimes called a PIP. So this is where we outline the areas needed for improvement along with the timelines. And I know, this is a very HR thing to say, but hear me out. Issuing a formal document like this puts the employee on notice that this could be headed toward termination if significant changes aren't made. And it is really important to be very clear about this as well. Remember, as Brené Brown says, clear is kind when it comes to giving feedback. Next, I want you to check in regularly. So check in formally, even if it's brief, and I recommend a weekly basis with the person. Provide positive and critical feedback as it's necessary, and let them know truly how they're doing. Keep notes. Your documentation does not have to be fancy. This can be as simple as a Google Sheet, a Google Doc, and all it needs to have are the notes from your conversation and the date of the conversation. So note the date of each conversation and what was discussed. And include your employees' responses and whether they understand the expectations. That's it. It's as simple as that. And the last part is I want you to be prepared for tough decisions. If there's no improvement despite all of these efforts, you may need to consider either reassigning the employee or, in extreme cases, terminating their employment. This should always be a last resort and approached with the utmost care and professionalism. If you need help with a tough termination, let me know. Remember, your role as a leader is to foster growth and development. This is not just about fixing a problem, but it's about empowering your employees to be their best.